Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support on the channel. For those of you that would like to book a private reading, you can find my email down below in the description box. Just send me an email and I'll provide you on more information on booking readings as well as other services with me. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing how can you improve your situation? Okay, so whatever it is that you have on your mind at this time and you're maybe feeling a little challenged, trying to find some type of solution, we're just going to kind of leave it open and more or less receiving messages as guidance for you to how to improve whatever situation this might be. So it might be something about your career, could be your love life, could be your finances, your spiritual path. We'll just kind of see whatever it is that comes through. If you do feel guided to more than one of the piles, that is perfectly okay for this reading. But I do have 3 crystals out from left to right. They are Ocean Jasper, we have Labradorite in the center, and then we have a clear quartz here. I am going to be adding in one of these cards to help you with choosing your pile today. This is from the Liminal Spirits Oracle, in case those of you wanted to know. But I always list the decks below in the description box with the tarot and the oracle decks that I use. So anytime you guys are trying to figure out what deck is that, they're always listed there, okay? So let's see. How can you improve your situation? So let's pull a card for pile number 1. How can pile number 1 improve? And that one's going to come out here. We've got the Salamander. So let's get for pile number 2, Spirit. How can pile 2 improve their situation? Whatever situation is on their mind, how can they improve it? Okay, so we have the Snail for pile 2. Pile 3 with the clear quartz. How can pile number 3 improve? We've got the Fox. Okay, so those are going to be our choices for today. So let's take a look. We have the Salamander with the Ocean Jasper, and I don't want to drop this crystal. Okay, so we've got the Salamander and the Ocean Jasper. Okay, that is for pile 1. And then pile 2, we have the Snail. And that is with this Labradorite for pile number 2. Okay. And then pile number 3, we have the Fox. And that is with this clear quartz for pile number 3. So how can you improve your situation, whatever situation it is? If you have more than one situation, then you might want to choose a different pile for each one, however you want to use today's reading. Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you guys at your reading. So pile 1, Salamander, pile 2, the Snail, and then pile 3, the Fox, and I will see you guys there. Hi, pile 1. So those of you that resonate with the Salamander and the Ocean Jasper, this is going to be your reading. So this card here is going to be part of your reading today for how can you improve your situation. And I do want to read you the message that comes with this little oracle card. Again, from the Liminal Spirits Oracle, which is this deck here. And so there is a little bit of a glare. I'm going to try to have to hold it down this way so it doesn't really shine too much. Okay, so it says this little water dragon symbolizes vitality, bravery, courage, renewal, growth, and spiritual pursuits. In alchemical lore, the salamander is believed to be a fire eater and able to quench flames with its body, emerging unscathed. When trapped or injured, it is able to shed and regrow a whole tail and limbs. Its regenerative abilities combined with its often bright and fiery markings give the salamander a reputation for being feisty, vivacious, and enduring. It brings life and light to dark and cold places. So the messages for this card says, the salamander says it's time to summon your courage and be bold. You've got this. Despite suffering a loss, you will recover. Give yourself the time and space to heal. Find your inner fire. What makes your heart beat faster and passion flow through your veins? Kindle this flame, as it will get you through difficult times. Okay. I think, is that it? Yeah. Okay. So that is the message for your little salamander. So we're going to pull some tarot and see, how can you improve your situation? So maybe this is for you to really embody the energy, you know, of the salamander through regeneration, vitality, power, courage, to be able to make it through, okay, facing challenge or adversity, whatever it is you're going through or trying to figure out. Seems like it is a pretty powerful little energy there. Okay, so let's see. All right, so let's see. How can you improve your situation? Pile number one. How can you improve your situation? How can pile number one improve their situation? We have the Six of Cups. How can pile number one improve their situation? We have, look at that little guy. We have the Fool. He looks like he's just jumped off of this huge, it looks like there's a waterfall back here. He's just jumped off the cliff. His eyes are closed. Okay, I'd have my eyes closed too. Okay, let's see. How can you improve your situation? Pile one. How can you improve your situation? We have the Lovers. Wow, we have the Ace of Cups. Okay. And I feel we have room for, I think I planned to take another one, but put it down here. So let's see what else. Spirit, one more card, please, Spirit. How can pile number one improve their situation? How can pile one improve their situation? We have the Moon. Okay. The Moon, and I'm seeing the King of Cups at the bottom. Look at that. Looks like a third eye right there. All right, and then we have the Moon energy here too. I'm actually going to move this down here. But from what I'm kind of seeing is that there is a lot of intuitive energy here about trusting your intuition. Did I want to do that? Okay, so let's see. We're going to pull some oracle here so I can look at the entire picture here. But your major arcana, you have the Fool, you have the Lovers, you have the Moon. We have initiation and transition. How can pile number one improve their situation? We also have the Swan with self-love and purity. How can pile number one improve their situation? Practice. Look at that. We have practice here. Okay. This kind of makes me feel like, especially with the energy of practice here, it's like Spirit saying, don't give up. Because even with your little energy of your salamander here, there is this regenerative type of energy that's coming through with this. You know, that even when we are in those places where something is not quite right or something we're feeling very challenged, it's, because thinking about that with the salamander going through the fire, getting stuck or trapped, and then, the ability to regrow its limbs and its tail, even though we don't do that. But it just kind of gives you, metaphorically speaking, how we have the ability, we're resilient. We truly are resilient. We have the ability to really be able to overcome the challenges that we go through, to face them kind of head on and not give up. And so with practice here, to me, this is not being afraid of failure. That even if we have failed with something, that we don't give up. The practice here, to me, you can think about that in a way symbolically of knowing that there is opportunity for you, because you do also have the Ace of Cups energy here too. So let's see what else. How can pile number 1 improve their situation? How can pile 1 improve their situation? We have hypnosis. That's interesting, because your little King of Cups, let me put this over here. Your King of Cups card has that little eye. That little eye there as well. I'm feeling a lot of this because the King of Cups energy is it does look like an eagle. It is. It says the chief eagle. To me, this may also be about you changing or shifting your perspective, about, let's just say, about whatever the situation is that you could be going through. The Queen of Cups is right underneath that too. It's a beautiful, balanced energy. So maybe it's approaching this situation from a place of love, a place of compassion, a place of emotional balance, stability, because the way that this eagle looks is like its eyes are nice and sharp and clear. And then also, we know that eagles have some great vision anyway, right? In the way that their perspective on things. So in a way, when we can take on this perspective here of seeing something from a higher perspective, or even taking a step back, especially when we feel puzzled, when we're right in a situation and we're like, okay, I don't know, I feel stuck, I don't know how I'm supposed to move forward, how can I figure this out? Sometimes we do need to pull back, I'm also feeling there's a lot of energy here of trust because of that the Fool energy. This little mouse has jumped right off the edge of looks like a little cliff or canyon or something, right off the waterfall. He's got his eyes closed. He looks like he's wearing a little medal around his body. But I'm feeling that it is a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions that are here. Maybe for some of you, it's a situation that is close to your heart, very close to your heart. Because we have the bat here, and even the bat, the way that it's hanging upside down, it also kind of reminds me of the Hanged Man in the tarot. But bats are also a symbol of rebirth and transformation. And this says an initiation and a transition. So maybe for some of you, you're going through some type of change or some type of transformation or changing something. And I feel like there's a need for you to really tap into your intuition and trust where your heart is guiding you or leading you, because the moon can bring in a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, a lot of insecurities, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of confusion, a lot of things being unclear. And because of things not being clear, we can keep ourselves stuck or stagnant and unable to move forward, because it's almost like this energy can be very paralyzing, you know, because we cannot see what's going to happen, or we don't see like, oh, well, if I make this choice, where is it going to end up? We're too afraid of the unknown, right? So to me, I mean, even though this is the King of Cups, it reminds me very much of King of Swords energy, with the eagle being here, the third eye. It almost kind of makes me feel like emotional intelligence, using your intuition. Using your intuition here. I'm feeling that because we have the King of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Lovers, a lot of these, the foundational meanings for their cards is really love. It really is love. So the Lovers is also a union between your feminine and your masculine energies, or you can look at it as you and your higher self. But look at how these two little flamingos are kind of joined together, and they have this little heart that's right in the center. The Lovers is a choice. It is a choice of the heart. It is us needing to make a decision or a choice with what our heart is telling us to do. You know? The King of Cups also takes on a very calm approach, one of emotional balance, right? Because yes, the moon energy can bring in a lot of those fears. And so when we're feeling like that, we can be having nightmares, we can be having dreams, we can be just kind of feeling like our energy is all over the place, right? And so this is a very calm and grounded energy here. But it also makes me feel like there's this energy of sight here, of you seeing or perceiving something from a different perspective, approaching your situation from a place of love, of contentment, of calm, stable feelings, emotions, you know? To me, when I'm looking at this Ace of Cups card, it looks like, I'm sure these are animals' little claws or hands, but because this deck is all animals, but it looks like a scary pair of hands, like if they're like a scary monster's hands that are kind of reaching up for this Ace of Cups. But I don't know, maybe for some of you, you fear taking a risk or taking a leap of faith with some type of decision or choice here. And there's a need for you to really just trust your heart, trust your intuition, right? Because with practice here, to me, I mean, let's just say that this is one version of you, right? And you're going to yoga class. It's your first time you're going to yoga class. And all the other people that are in the yoga class, they're well seasoned. They know how to move their body all over the place. And you're just like, how do you do that? You feel like the oddball. You feel like, okay, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, but here you are. And each time you go, you get better and better until, you're finally at this place where you're able to do all these things, right? So to me, this is getting comfortable with improving, right? And allow yourself room to grow. Allow yourself to face your fears, okay? And that may even come from you reflecting upon what those fears or insecurities or doubts that are. Because the moon is our subconscious. It's our subconscious. So with hypnosis here, which really is about tapping into the subconscious mind, this makes me feel that there's some type of shift or change that spirit is wanting you to take place, maybe within your mind's eye, within your heart, maybe any insecurities or fears that you might have, highlighting why those fears are there, why those doubts are there. And I feel like I said with the Fool energy here, a lot of that is about trust. The Fool is about stepping out into the unknown. It's about the uncertainty. It is about keeping yourself open to unlimited potential or possibilities. hypnosis to me, because this can also talk about other people in your environment, or are there other people in your environment here that are affecting your heart, or even where your intuition is guiding you? Is there other influences that are here, you know, that are kind of in some way manipulating, if that is a situation for you, you know? So to me, this is kind of really looking into those thoughts that are there. If your fears are controlling your thoughts. What else am I seeing here? I mean, we do have the swan here. It says self-love and purity. So maybe this is also a time for you to focus on self-love, which may help you to really believe in yourself and your ability to do what it takes in order to improve your situation. And that may come from, you know, changing your thoughts, changing your perspective here, or even trusting yourself enough to just kind of go for something, pursue something, make the choice. And if it doesn't work out, know, right? Just like this little salamander, that you can change, you can adapt, you can be flexible, you can know that you have at least tried, you know, to do something. But I feel like more or less this energy here is about you really honoring what your intuition is telling you. And if you do feel blocked and you do feel confused, take some time for a break, in a way, with this little, like the little bat here is hanging upside down. To me, this is also kind of like taking a pause. Also, I would say with this, because the bat is upside down, it, like I said, it reminds me of the hangman. The hangman is also about surrender. Okay, surrendering. Surrender to your heart's desire. Surrender to your intuition. And allow that to be your guide versus the fears, right? This, I feel like, more or less is about you facing your fears, or whatever the situation is. It's kind of like facing it head on, you know, and knowing here with the Ace of Cups that there is opportunity there for you, whether that be new love. I'm also feeling a lot of healing energy here too, okay? A lot of healing, especially with the Six of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Many of you, this can also be tapping into the energy of your inner child. Okay, because it is from that space of the inner child, which that is our authentic self, right? All the conditioning that we go through, as the life experiences that we go through, alter that, change that. It kind of blocks that part of us out, our true self, right? More or less, our journey is about taking us back to that place of the inner child and who we truly are on a level of the soul. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here, but let's get some other guidance here. Let's grab another. No, I want to use the other one. Okay, so let's see. Pile number 1, how can you improve your situation? I mean, I don't know, maybe for some of you, being the salamander, or the salamander's perspective on things, is enough, you know? To know that even if you get trapped, literally, like the little salamander, that know that it's possible for you to change. It's possible for you to transform. It's possible for you to adapt and change or shift into something that you want, or a direction that you need to go into. But more or less, it's about you just having faith, right? To me, that kind of looks like blind trust. Trusting the universe is going to provide. Okay, let's see. Pile number 1, how can you improve your situation? We have the Joyful Muse, and it says inspiration. I don't know. I mean, because the salamander said, what lights your fire, right? What are you passionate about? Or how can you bring passion into the situation and let that passion be the fuel that keeps you going versus being fear that blocks you, you know, keeps you stuck. So how can you improve your situation? Pile number 1. How can you improve your situation? We have the hollow bone, teachability. We've got practice, teachability here. So this makes me feel that be open to learning. And even if that means a new perspective, right? Looking at something from a different perspective here. Be open to that. Let's see what else. How can you improve your situation? I'm feeling for some of you friends, support for some of you. We have root gill here, and it says the disowned self. I think this card came out for pile number 1. I don't know if it was a reading that I did last week. I think it was, but this came out too. I forgot what reading it was, but we'll talk about that in a second. We have the horned cactus and resourcefulness, right? So this could even be talking to, communicating with other people, networking with others, using your resources, right? Seeing what else is available to be able to help you or assist you, or someone to be able to assist you with whatever this situation is. Now the root girl, I don't have the guidebook next to me, but I remember what the message was as this came through. There's actually a little girl here, and she's kind of, there's her face right there. She's looking down, okay? So basically what this card is talking about is there is a part of us, okay, all of us, that we have disconnected from. And that is due to some type of traumas, challenges, whether we were made to feel guilt, shame, gone through abandonment or neglect, or an experience we've went through with parents, with friends, with family members, with coworkers. There is this little part of ourselves that we need to reclaim. Okay? So maybe, let's just say, because this is a little girl here, let's just say your 6-year-old self, that you were doing something in early school years and another child made fun of you. And when that person made fun of you, it took away your self-esteem and your confidence, right? And you lost that part of yourself, or that part of yourself was affected at that early age. So even as you grow up, there is still this little aspect of your child self that is basically frozen in that time, in that space, that felt crushed, that felt hurt, that felt rejected, you know, or a full range of other feelings and emotions that are there. And you grew up, you're an adult, and then at the back of your mind, subconsciously, that's still there, right? So basically with the moon energy, this is uncovering what those fears are, what those insecurities are, you know, where is the fear coming from? So this is really kind of like deep diving into things. And like I said, for some of you, maybe it requires you to take a step back, to do some self-love, to do some healing, to do some clearing, right? Teachability to me is also about learning something new, being open to adapt, being open to change, even if that is your perspective. Be open to learning new things or new ways of doing things versus the old ways, right? The old belief systems, self-limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging thoughts, okay? So to me, this is also about doing some inner child work for some of you. That maybe there is something by you reconnecting with your inner child, it brings back that spark and that fire within you to be able to handle all types of situations, right? It's again, with the Lover's energy, it's bringing back this union energy within you so that both of your energies, the feminine and the masculine, are working together in a place of harmony. Okay, and like I said, you have the King of Cups here. Queen of Cups is right underneath that, right? Which is also the Lovers. That's beautiful energy. So yes, balance, intuition. Look at her. She looks like she's kind of looking up into the stars. Where he, as the king, is looking out with his third eye. And she feels, right? She feels and she knows the answers. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling for you, pile 1. It's just kind of maybe changing a little bit of the approach. I mean, we have this little cat here that's got paint and a little, looks like a little violin. Looks very eccentric. Very eccentric. The little glasses on. But yes, do things that light your fire. Something that makes you feel excited, and just go with that energy, right? More or less the Fool. Be the Fool. Take the leap of faith. Take the risk. Get comfortable stepping outside of your comfort zone and just go for it, right? More about trusting, okay? So that is all that I have for you, pile number 1. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 2. So those of you that resonated with the Snail card and this Labradorite, this is going to be your reading today. So we're going to start off with the message for the Snail, and that is from the Liminal Spirits Oracle. The book is a little glossy and it does have a little bit of a shine, so I have to kind of make sure that I have like the right angle so it doesn't blind you guys. But this is the Snail. Let's see, where's the Snail? 93. There it is. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it down like this so it doesn't glare so much. But it says, silently the Snail glides across a leaf, leaving behind a glistening trail of where he's been. Tentatively exploring the world around him, he's got one eye stalk fixed on the present and one scanning the past or the future. He also carries his home with him. A shell of protection, the Snail reminds us to take precautions, to recognize the difference between taking our time versus procrastination, and to curb bad or dangerous behaviors before they cause irreparable harm or damage. The messages for the Snail says, the Snail says to slow down and enjoy the scenery. Go ahead, give it a taste while you're at it. Like the Snail, be sure to carry protection with you so you don't leave the most vulnerable parts of yourself on display as you follow your path. While the Snail is known for being slow, anyone who tends to a garden knows how quickly he can be destructive if left unchecked, often consuming all of the tasty leaves on a plant in the night. We may put important things off, thinking we have time to ignore them until later, but they can quickly catch up with us seemingly out of nowhere. Okay, so basically with our question today, how can you improve your situation? Okay, so this message here is talking about you making sure that you keep your own energy protected, take precautions, see if you are someone who is procrastinating, or are you someone who's just being really slow with something? Maybe it's a certain choice or decision. What else is in here? Yeah, recognize the difference between taking our time versus procrastination, and to curb bad or dangerous behaviors. Okay, of course they're going to be different for all of you. Okay, but we're going to pull the tarot and see what your advice is. Basically, how can you improve your situation? And I'm also noticing, because this is talking about the Snail only having one eye stalk and one facing forward, right? Future. The other one on, what did it say? Present and the past, right? Something like that. I don't know if it was the other way around, but basically, maybe this is you learning. How can you improve your situation? Look to your past. Look to decisions that you may have made in the past and how those decisions are affecting you now. Is there something that you can learn from a past situation where you were maybe feeling kind of like the same way? If you have to make a decision here, what did you learn? Let's just say that you made an impulsive decision in the past and it led to unfavorable consequences. So now when you're being faced with another situation right now, you're just like, okay, what do I do? Right? What am I supposed to do? Look to your past. Look to what you're experiencing in the present moment. Also, an eye on the future in a way that, what is your plan? What is your vision? Right? What do you plan for yourself moving ahead? And how have the decisions that you've already made for yourself, where have they led you presently? In a place that you like or the one that you don't like? Can we make different choices? Do we need to be a little bit more cautious before we move ahead? Okay, like taking those things into consideration. So let's see. And you guys, I know you guys don't really you don't ever really get to see me on camera, but my tattoo on my chest looks like this. It's a moth with the antlers. But I don't know, maybe some of you that are new don't know that. But yes, I have a huge tattoo on my chest that looks just like this, but with roses around it. Let's see. Okay, so pile number 2. How can you improve your situation? How can you improve your situation? The Chariot, which is a powerful energy. The Chariot is about making progress. It's about forward momentum. It's about us having the willpower, the determination, the focus, like the drive to do something that's leading us towards successity, right? Once we get those wheels in motion with the Chariot, I like to look at it as our little spiritual vehicle. And this is us moving forward with something, with power, with confidence, with courage. The Chariot, I also look at it as a card of freedom, you know, to move forward with something. So, I mean, the snail looks like he's a chariot too. You know, he's got his little shell on his back. Let's see what else. Pile number 2. How can you improve your situation? How can pile number 2 improve their situation? I mean, Chariot is also about balance, right? So this would also be balancing out your feminine, masculine energies. We need both of them in balance, in alignment, in order for us to move forward. Okay? We also have a Judgment here. Judgment. Look at this polar bear growling right out of the water, and there's this beautiful light that's kind of shining down on it. He looks like he's releasing a lot of anger, a lot of anger, or just a lot of emotion, right? And Judgment is about release. And he's in the water. This makes me feel like, I don't know, maybe some of you are needing to submerge yourself into your feelings, your emotions, needing to release whatever this is that's, I don't know. Because to me, this looks like this light is kind of coming down for this polar bear to kind of bring renewal. The bear is releasing what it needs to here in this space. Let's see what else. Okay, pile number 2. How can you improve your situation? I mean, Judgment is also about us doing life review. We're looking to our past, and that's exactly what the little snail does, right? His eyes are like all over the place. If you see Snail's eyes, they're just like all over the place. I haven't seen a snail in a long time. I live in the desert. I don't know if they have snails over here. I don't ever see them. Maybe it's too hot for them. They're probably in the warm, like maybe rainy, moist climates. I was almost said climates. No clue, but I haven't seen any here, I don't think. Let's see, pile number 2. How can you improve your situation? Justice. All major arcana. Justice is about making decisions, choices. It's about weighing our options. Look at all these major arcana. We have the Hierophant here. Look at how the Hierophant is facing all of these little keys that are out there in front of him. What's at the bottom? The Sun. Wow, you guys have all major arcana cards here. I'm going to move this. All major arcana. And let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. The Moon. It is the Moon. Okay. So let's pull some of these oracle. How can pile number 2 improve their current situation? I mean, we've got feminine, masculine energy here. The Moon and the Sun. The Sun energy is bringing forth confidence, power. I mean, the Moon is a powerful energy here as well. It is intuition. But I feel like this is also maybe facing fears here, because the Moon is about fears, insecurities, doubts, uncertainty, sometimes confusion or illusion, not seeing something clearly, especially if our judgment is a little bit clouded. How can pile number 2 improve their situation? I can't believe you guys got all major arcana. We have the Dog with friendship, loyalty. Let's see. I mean, looking at the Hierophant, where there is a bunch of those keys that are there. It feels like there is a decision here with justice and judgment, like literally making some type of a judgment call. Judgment is about us answering the call of our soul, whatever it is that our soul is calling us, leading us towards. Let's see. You have the Otter here with joy and companionship. And then you also have the Dog here with friendship and loyalty. This makes me feel, with your question, how can you improve your situation? Maybe for some of you there is a need for connecting with someone else, maybe a friend, or I don't know, maybe some of you have a pet. Joy and companionship. I'm noticing even in this Justice card, there's a bunch of these, what are they, doves? I was going to say pigeons, but they're doves. Doves of equality is what it says, the doves of equality. And Justice is also about balance here. We've got balance in the Chariot card. I feel like there's a need for you to move forward with whatever situation or choice or decision maybe that revolves around that is one that you're needing to make from a place of confidence here. Because the Sun is a card of joy, happiness, fulfillment, abundance, success, achievement, you know? And the Chariot is really that beautiful, powerful force of energy that helps to propel you moving forward here. And looking at the Hierophant with all of these keys, it says the Master of Keys. I don't know why, but it just kind of makes me feel like all of these opportunities or different ways of looking at something that are available to you with that. Because the Hierophant can be about our beliefs, our values, our morals. Maybe it's a need for you to take a look at what your current beliefs are surrounding your situation. Like, let's just say you're trying to decide, should I quit my job and should I go to another job? Okay. But then you feel afraid because what if this new job, what if I don't like it? Or what if it's the wrong choice, right? That would be everything happening in your moon energy. That's all the fears, right? So part of your belief could be, oh, well, because I don't know if this job is the right choice, I'm going to decide to just stay in my current job and never know what it would be like if I did change to that new job, or I did move to that new town, or I did leave this relationship for a new one. You know, it's like, are there any of your beliefs that are holding you back or keeping you stuck here? So maybe for some of you, it is asking someone for help, I would say, especially with companionship here and friendship. Maybe there's a need for maybe staying friends with somebody or keeping a friend, or maybe only surrounding yourself with people who are loyal to you, or even having the guidance, because the Hierophant is also a teacher, right? That's teaching, mentoring. We could be learning something there. So maybe for some of you, it's talking to someone who could give you advice, who could give you guidance on what would be the best decision for yourself. But at the end of the day, it has to come from within, right? It has to come from what your own intuition is really telling you, okay? With your energy of mugwort here, this is asking you here to pay attention to your dreams, okay? Pay attention to important messages in your dreams, because this is the way in which your spirit guide, spirit team is communicating with you to help you through whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you're being faced with. But a lot of this energy here that you have is super powerful. Super powerful. So maybe it's a need for you to be more confident, right? With that sun energy, be more confident. Maybe the Judgment card, you could look at that as yourself, as you releasing anything that is hidden within this moon energy. Maybe it is your fears. Maybe it is past, I don't know, some type of emotions or feelings that you're holding on to from your past that are now, like, what did you learn from it? Because Judgment is also like lessons that we learn. What are we learning from something? What have we learned from our past decisions and choices? You know, Judgment is also a card of renewal. It's about releasing our past, taking the lessons with us moving forward, and kind of like going through a rebirth process with Judgment, right? Judgment or justice ultimately is you making the best possible decision you can make to serve your highest good. It is weighing between what your head is saying, your heart is saying, and I feel for many of you, there's options here, there's choices, ways in which you can improve your situation, but there's a need for you to kind of be open to that. I'm also noticing right on the sides of the Hierophant here, this looks like a little vulture, but look how the vulture is kind of pointed in two different directions. So to me, this is like you being open to changing perspectives on what your current beliefs are. Being open to other opportunities. Be open to, because also being that we have the vulture here, which looks like it's up here too. Vultures are, I don't want to say mean things about them, but they're basically like animals who scavenge, right? They're scavenging and they're making sure basically that nothing's wasted. But there's also this, like, they're cleaning things up, right? They're cleaning things up. So I'm looking at this metaphorically as you maybe needing to kind of clean up, discard, get rid of any type of beliefs that are not serving you. You know, we can look at it that way because of what vultures really do. They pick it, right? They clean up, okay? They're nature's cleanup crew. We'll call them that. But yes, there's a lot of death revolving around them, right? So it's more or less, I see that metaphorically as change, as transformation. So maybe for some of you, it's changing or transforming what your beliefs are and learning to be more confident in yourself and stepping into your power to be able to face whatever this is that you're going through, right? And knowing that whatever choice you make is one that is being made from a place of you trusting you're making it for your highest good. Be confident in your choice and your decision. You know, maybe with the moon energy here, there's a need for more information, right? Because the moon can also be about things that are hidden or concealed. Maybe for some of you, it's a need to look a little deeper. Look a little deeper, get some more information, ask for another person's opinion. That's kind of what I'm seeing. So let's, actually, I'm missing a card here. I thought I was missing something. I had another little one here. So let's see what this is. How can pile number 2 improve their situation? Embrace. We can look at this as you embracing the self, your own feelings, your own emotions, your own fears. Maybe it means change for some of you. Embracing your own transformation, your progress, where you're headed. Okay. Let's add in some oracle here. How can pile number 2 improve their situation? I mean, the Hierophant can even talk about teaching, learning, school, higher education, higher level positions. Okay? Maybe for some of you, if you're wanting to make, let's just say you want to make more money. Maybe this means going back to school. Maybe this means taking a class. Maybe this means being more confident in yourself and facing your fears with going after a higher paying position. You know? Let's see. And maybe some of you are procrastinating, like the snail. Right? I mean, the snail's busy, it's just slow. But the other message that was here was like to make sure that you're not procrastinating. Okay. Pile number 2. How can you improve your situation? We have dances on one foot, a balancing act. So maybe for some of you, this is a need for priorities. Just kind of keeping things in balance here or getting things in order. Okay. Wow. We have the root girl again. This came out for pile 1 too. It says the disowned self. So this essentially is about you connecting with those lost parts of yourself. Those parts of yourself that you have lost because of certain things that you've gone through in your past. Someone hurting your feelings, someone making you feel guilty or ashamed or humiliated or hurt or abandoned. When we go through things like that, we can often lose this part of ourself, right? So this in a way is kind of like part of reclaiming your little pieces, okay? Reconnecting in. So how can you improve your situation? We have in the hand, and it says the universe is your partner. So for some of you, to improve your situation, this can quite literally be you communicating with your spirit guides, your ancestors, spirit team, and asking them for support, asking them for help, asking them for assistance, right? Because this is spirit saying here, pay attention to your dreams. They're trying to give you messages. So there's, even if you don't know what it means right away, because this happens to me a lot, Like my spirit guides will give me like one night I'll get one message, and then the next day I'll get another message, and then the next night I go to, and I'm just like, what is that? What are you trying to say? Right? But then I write it down. And even when I look at it, I'm just like, I don't know what this means. What is this? But then all of a sudden I'll be walking around town or at the grocery store with my husband, and I'll just like walking down the aisle, and all of a sudden I'll have like this epiphany, and I'm like, oh, that's what this means, right? So there's the need for you to try to, especially if you have pretty vivid dreams, things like that, pay attention. Is there colors? Is there shapes? Is there words? Is there maybe some type of little story you're seeing being played out? Like, pay attention to the messages of what you feel. Write them down when you wake up. Okay? But basically I'm also looking at this as you knowing that there is support all around you. Okay? We have the fortune's wheel, and it says luck and the right timing. So your dreams may even, and your intuition may even be something that's kind of guiding you in the right direction, right? And there's a need for you to learn to go with the flow, because the universe is ultimately working with you to help you, to align you towards your destiny. But it more or less is about us learning how to trust. Learning how to trust and just kind of go with it and move past the fears, right? And we can be confident with whatever this is that's going to help us. We also understand with the wheel, basically the Wheel of Fortune here, that things don't always stay the same, right? Things can change. So even if we're experiencing some not so great times, we know that it's a cycle. We're gonna make it through it. Okay? We're gonna make it through it. Okay, so that is all that I have for you, pile number 2. I hope this is helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonated with the Fox and the Clear Quartz, this is going to be a reading. So before we get into pulling the tarot, I am going to read the message for the Fox for you from the Liminal Spirits Oracle to go along with our question today. How can you improve your situation? So the book does have a glare on it, so I'm going to have to like keep it flat down here. It says the fox is a creature of craft and cunning. With the tools of diplomacy, charisma, deception, and play all within easy reach. There is something especially alluring about the tricky fox, smart, sleek, sly, and charming. We can see all of that in its intelligent, bright eyes, and emphasized with a swift flick of its sensual tail. We are intrigued by the fox's mysteries, which can teach us a great deal. But we must be careful not to find ourselves outfoxed, though the experience is a lesson in itself. I'm sorry, I forgot my glasses. It says, time to turn up the charm, to make things move in your favor. Wit and wisdom applied with a little extra finesse and flash will bring them success easily. Diplomacy, not aggression, is what is needed to handle a tricky situation. Move quickly and with confidence, but also be flexible enough to change tactics at a moment's notice. Heads up, someone is trying to trick you. Use your intuition to dispel the glamour, masking the reality, or you might end up losing your tail. Okay, so those are the messages for the fox. Okay, wit, wisdom, diplomacy, looking out for any type of deception, maybe in your, whatever your situation is, okay? So let's pull the tarot for you guys. So pile 3, how can you improve your situation? How can pile number 3 improve their situation? How can pile number 3 improve their situation? We have Temperance. I love that. We have the little yin yang symbol in the center of this lotus. This is a balance of energies here, healing maybe both masculine and feminine. I mean, to me, this is more or less about you transmuting with the temperance energy, transmuting negative energies. And those can be maybe surrounding you. They can be inside of yourself. This is alchemizing this energy into something powerful for yourself. This can also be you making sure, I feel like, that you are really taking good care of yourself too, because temperance is really about us being in balance, and that includes like food, exercise, water, you know, everything in our life done from a place of temperance, right? So trying to kick out bad habits or overeating, undereating, I don't know. I feel like I'm just kind of looking at this as a whole for you, like just about a balanced energy. It's an energy of harmony, equilibrium. Temperance is also about healing and also being patient. Okay, being patient. So how can you improve your situation? Maybe there is a need for patience. And I, because temperance is my card because I'm a Sagittarius sun, temperance is, patience is not easy for me, right? I feel like it is one of my biggest lessons as being a Sagittarius, is learning how to be patient and just kind of let things unfold the way that they're meant to, right? Or as fast, right? Because we always want things done like right now, right now. And we have to learn, right? Calm, peace, just patience, right? As the universe says. Okay, so let's see what else. So how can you improve your situation? How can pile number 3 improve their situation? We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune is about going with the flow. It's also about changes that might need to be made, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune is literally about us being at a turning point in our life. Maybe there are changes that need to be made. Maybe if you've just recently made changes, there's a need for maybe being patient with things kind of unfolding in the way that they're meant to. Because the Wheel of Fortune is go with the flow. Right? Don't try to force or control something. Allow things to unfold the way that they're meant to. Okay. Let's see what else. How can pile number 3 improve their current situation? The Magician. I'm noticing this Magician says the alchemical master. And then Temperance is also about alchemy. And I'm seeing what? You've got the 10 of Wands here. It says the overburdened beetle. This makes me feel like many of you are doing too much, carrying on a lot of burdening yourself, a lot of, I don't know, it could be a lot of responsibilities that you have on your plate. It could be sometimes overdoing it. The 10 of Wands can be when we're kind of near the end of finishing things up with a very challenging cycle. It can also be what we do to ourselves when we do take on a lot. We do take on a lot of responsibilities, or we feel stressed out. We feel burnt out. The 10 of Wands is also about energetic burdens, right? Things that we're still carrying and holding on to from the past. Okay? So maybe in order for you to improve your situation, there's a need for you to take a look at what your current stressors are in your life. And if there's anything that you can release, right? Because sometimes this burden is one that is not even ours to carry. right? It could have to do with other people. Like, let's just say that you are someone who, I don't know if I want to use that example. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking of it in a way of you getting stressed out and maybe getting yourself involved in something that is creating a lot of added extra stress for you. Like your neighbor comes over and says, hey, I'm going to be getting off late every day this week. I wonder if I can give you my key to my apartment and if you could walk my dog because I won't be home in time. And then you end up saying yes. Yes, I'll do it. I'll be home. Right? And you already have enough on your plate. You already work full-time schedule and have your own dinner to cook for your family, but now you want to be nice, right? You want to be nice because your neighbor has just asked you for a favor, but sometimes this could be a need for you to really take a look. Like, are all of these things, can we delegate these things to others, right? Because this can be when we're also doing it all ourselves. Doing it all ourselves and putting a lot of stress and a lot of pressure on ourselves. So how can we release or how can we delegate? How can we alchemize this energy, especially if it's energetic weight that you're carrying from your past, right? That would be something that you would alchemize. That would be something that you would turn in this pain into your superpower. It would be confidence that you would shift that energy into and alchemizing it into something else. Okay. So yeah, maybe this is de-stressing. Maybe this is taking a break, take a rest, take a vacation. How can you improve? Maybe, I don't know, because maybe this could be something that you feel with a lot of financial debt and you feel this heaviness. Right? Is there something you can release and let go of? Or what do you need to let go of? What are you still holding on to that may not necessarily be serving you that you could release? Right? Like, let's just say this. You're in a garage. You're at your house. You have a garage full of stuff you don't ever look at. You don't ever use it. And it's in the way every single day when you try to park your car in the garage. There's always something that's falling down, something that's in the way. And it's like, that's your baggage, right? That's your baggage. That's your stuff. But you don't even look at it. You don't need it, right? So it becomes that stuff that you're just kind of holding on to that you don't really need. So let's donate it. Let's sell it. Let's get rid of it, right? So yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling here. How can you improve your situation? Look at what your current responsibilities are. Look at what weight you're carrying. Is there something you can release and let go of? Even if it's nothing physical, energetically speaking, what can you release? What is keeping you weighed down? Okay? Overburdening yourself, right? Okay, so we've got the Empress. How sweet is that? She's got the baby inside. Okay, so there's the Empress. And then we also have the Seven of Wands coming out. The Seven of Wands, look at that. It says the determined otter. Determined. It looks like he's building a home here. The Seven of Wands is about not backing down. It is about perseverance. I'm also seeing the Hierophant, okay? So with the Hierophant, I feel like there's also a need for you to take a look at what your beliefs are, okay? Are your beliefs holding you back? The way that you're looking at things when it comes to your situation is a way that you can improve your situation by changing what your beliefs are surrounding your situation. Okay? The Seven of Wands, like I said, this is about standing your ground, not backing down. It's also a need for boundaries. Okay, those of you that need to set boundaries with people, or just kind of having some space, having some peace, more balance. If there's people that are coming into your life that are just, I don't know, throwing stuff on your plate and you're just like, this is enough, this is too much, right? The Empress energy to me is also about you taking time to nurture yourself. Maybe this is also changing your belief system about abundance, prosperity, about love, about manifestation, because that can also be Temperance here too. The Magician, both about manifestation. So is the Empress, right? So let's just say you want to improve your situation and it's financial, okay? To me, this would be you changing your beliefs about your power, the power that you hold within inside of yourself, because the Empress is Mother Earth. She is Gaia. She is all that is, right? She is creation, fertility, growth, prosperity, abundance. You have the ability with this, your own feminine energy within inside of yourself, to create and manifest abundance, to manifest love, to manifest prosperity, the things that you dream of, the things that you wish to create, right? This is about you keeping yourself determined, keeping yourself focused, right? So maybe with this little fox energy here, is there someone around you who is being deceptive in your situation, or is it you that is deceiving yourself because of your own beliefs? Right? So take that how it resonates. But yes, tapping into, I feel like, this energy of the fox. So let's see what else. Pile number 3. How can you improve your situation? Another fox. Look at that. Adaptability and reactivity. Okay. Being adaptable. Or being, adapting. How can you improve your situation? Pile number 3. I feel like once you also find balance within inside of yourself with Temperance, you're in a better energy with the energy of the feminine. So maybe some of you need to heal the feminine energy. We've got the Swan, self-love and purity. Okay, self-love and purity. Let's see. I don't want these cards to get cut out here, but let's see what else. How can you improve your situation? We have the Prairie. And I want to get one more. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but let's see. How can you improve your situation? Yeah, so maybe focusing on self-love. I mean, some of you could be pregnant with ideas or birthing something new, creating some type of new beginning. The Magician is a powerful energy of manifestation, okay? We have observe here. How can you improve your situation? Observe, right? Look at how these eyeballs are kind of going everywhere. Okay, maybe for some of you, this literally looks like this person is kind of like sitting in stillness. So maybe for some of you, this is meditation. To me, this is also you looking at your situation from many different perspectives, not just the maybe limited one that the Hierophant can bring in, right? Because the Hierophant, although it is a very spiritual energy, it can oftentimes, depending on what our belief systems are, can be very restrictive, right? Because we can be holding on to old beliefs, which can be very dogmatic, right? Like, let's just say if we have a lack or a scarcity mentality, right? So do we go through life always with the lack mentality, always with the scarcity mindset, so that we don't have money, we don't have love, we don't have this, we don't have that, right? And we always feel like, I can't have this, I can't have that, I won't have this, it's never going to happen. or I need this, I need that, right? Where you're shifting into an energy here of the Empress, which is self-sufficient, which is knowing that your true nature, all of our true nature, is abundance. It is shifting into an abundance mindset, a growth mindset, a growth type of mentality, right? Of knowing that this is available to you. You have access, but it may be for some of you about shifting around the mentality there. Okay. You also have the prairie. Yeah, the prairie here. And I feel like this more or less is talking about you approaching a situation from a place of purity, which is also here. Purity, innocence. To me, this is kind of like a fresh set of eyes. You know, a different way of looking at something. So how can we improve it? Can we change the way we're looking at the situation first off? And then can we move into an energy of, let's just say the Seven of Wands, of not giving up, not backing down, since the Seven of Wands is about perseverance. Okay? Knowing that in the face of adversity that we have what it takes to be able to kind of move beyond that. Right? Okay, so I'll just put this here. Let's move into our other oracle cards. So how can pile number 3 improve their current situation? I'm feeling for many of you with the Magician energy here, you're given a lot of ideas, a lot of inspiration and downloads. Many of you have a very strong connection to your ancestors' spirit guides. I'm noticing this infinity symbol is over here. It's in the center of its third eye, and there's one over here as well. Okay. Let's see, pile number 3. How can you improve your situation? We have deep diver, diving into a task. And I'm seeing the number 10 on there. 3, benefactor, grace and generosity. So, I mean, this could even be, how can you improve your situation? I mean, this could even go into you asking for help. Right? Asking for help. We have these 2 little mice. They look so happy. One of them has a crown on. It looks like it's smiling here with no teeth. They're sitting in a little mushroom cap. That is so cute. But yeah, maybe for some of you, this is asking someone for help, right? A benefactor, maybe somebody who's got some money or somebody who's willing to help. Maybe somebody that has more than enough to give, right? I feel like this is also being in an energy of gratitude, right? Of course, if somebody's being generous, it's also, I feel like, handling whatever your situation is with grace. Okay, we handle it with grace because sometimes, right, there will be certain situations that we go through that are challenging. And we can either let those parts of our life that are not so great make us bitter and angry and, you know, all kinds of not so great energies that we can pick up because of what our circumstances are. And then we can start taking it out on other people and, you know, things like that. So yeah, I'm feeling there's a need for handling your situation from a place of grace and knowing that you will make it through. Okay, no matter what this situation is. We have deep diving. We have the Feast of Plenty, and it says choices and their consequences. So maybe for some of you, this can also be about taking accountability too. You know, is that you take more time to really think about the choices that you make or that you have made in the past, how they've affected you. If they are ones that you're just like, ugh, why did I do this again? right? I've done that plenty of times in my past where I've made decisions and I'm just like, girl, what is wrong with you? Why didn't you think about this? Look at where you're at right now. This is not good, right? Um, like, you need to get it together. I tell myself. But yeah, this makes me feel like a need for you to maybe be more careful, right? With your choices, being more mindful of your choices. Looking to the past, right? Looking to your past. What did you learn, right? What did we learn from those experiences? Make better choices. Make better choices. Or take our time. Maybe be more patient, right? Sometimes because you started off with temperance here, right? Like I said, sometimes we try to rush something, right? Like, let's just say you're going house hunting and you're like, I want a house right now. I need to find a place right now, right? And then you go out, your realtor shows you a house and you're like, hurry up, I got to do this. I want to sign a house, hurry up. And then you sign the contract, you get it into escrow, and then 3 days later, the house that you really wanted, your dream house, is now listed. And you're just like, I should have waited. I should have waited. I should have been more patient, right? So, I mean, of course, not all of the experiences that we go through are just that simple. Of course, they can be more complex because this is talking about consequences of actions. So this is a need to, I feel like, be clear, right? Because this is also number 20, which is judgment. Judgment is basically life review. We're looking to our past. What did we learn? Right? How can you improve your situation? We can look at it and say, okay, wow, well, this time I made this choice, and this choice, and it led me to where I'm at right now, and I don't like it. I don't like this place, right? Or if we rush, let's just say, to go get a job, and we don't, it's not really the job that we want, but we're just like trying to force it and hurry up and just get whatever, right? Which is cool, yes, especially if you're trying to maintain financial security. But let's just say it's the job that you don't even really want, and you moved all the way across town to go to that other job that you don't really like, and then a week later, there's a position that opens up in the place that you really wanted, right? And so now you've moved all the way across town, and you're just like, great, now what am I going to do? Now I can't afford to move back to this job that I wanted, and if only if I would have waited 3 more days, I could have had the job that was right there in the town that I wanted to stay in, you know? So it's just kind of more or less kind of taking some time to reflect upon choices, decisions, and if any of those decisions or choices that you're now maybe, say, dealing with the consequences of, were they made from belief systems that were because of old beliefs, right, that you could have been holding on to. Okay. Also, with the Feast of Plenty here, to me, this is also the way the universe is telling you that the universe is abundant, right? There are always ways for us to change what our situation is, no matter what it is, right? You're the Empress here. You are the Empress. So, let's see what else. Maybe you need to be clever like the fox, okay? We need to be clever, just like that. Okay, so we have woodwives here, and it says adaptability. And that's also here with this other little fox. Okay, we also have dances on one foot at the bottom, and it says a balancing act. Okay, so maybe for some of you, this is getting, how can we improve it? Let's see, like I said, with the 10 of Wands, let's look at what our current responsibilities are. What can release? What can we shed? What can we let go of? And then balancing act, maybe you could look at that in a way of you getting priorities in order, right? Focusing right now your attention and energy towards what you want to change, what you want to shift, what you want to do. Okay? Deep diver with diving into a task. How can you improve your situation? Maybe this is putting a lot of your focus towards that, right? But if you got 20 other things going on around and your energy's being spread out, spread thin, right? And you can't really focus on this. If you want to improve it, maybe there's a need for focused intention towards whatever this is, deep diving into a task, right? Whatever this is that you need to get done, let's put the energy there and focus on that. And then once we do all the work that we need to do, let go. let things unfold. Be patient, right? Because sometimes we start something and we get everything that we need to get done, and after that it's up to the universe, right? It's no longer in our hands. We've done all we can do, and now it's time for us to be patient and watch how it kind of unfolds here. And we're adapting with whatever shifts and changes happen with that Wheel of Fortune. Balance. Okay? So that is all that I have for you. Pile number 3. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.